Guys, they really made it. They made it. It's a real thing. I have it. It's in my. Do you think it came with Half-Life 3? It didn't. They're never gonna make that. Sorry. What's up, everyone? Voltron00X here, and I just got in today the Steam controller. Pre-ordered it some time ago now, and the folks that were in the first batch of pre-orders are getting their Steam links and Steam controllers in the mail this week. So if you did an early pre-order, they said that they would. Valve said they would ship it out to you in October, and they've actually done that. So kudos to them. The actual release date is still November, and you will be able to buy these at, I know, GameStop, and in fact, you could have it shipped to GameStop for pickup if you wanted to do so. I had mine mailed right to my house, and you can also order it from Steam and have them just ship it direct to you. So for those that aren't familiar, and I assume that you are if you're watching this, but just very quickly, the Steam controller is meant to bridge the gap between traditional keyboard and mouse gaming on the PC and controller-based gaming on gaming consoles. And of course, the Xbox 360 controller layout has sort of become the de facto standard for PC gaming for gaming with a controller. So this is a combination of inputs from a traditional controller and some steps that Valve has taken to, in their mind, bridge the gap and add a little bit of more precise control and maybe allow you to play games that you normally can't play with a controller, as well as making it easier to do type input, which is kind of a big deal, especially for their Steam OS. So anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much, but this is the controller. I cheated a little bit. This is like a half unboxing. I sort of already opened it up to take a look at what's inside. But so it shipped to me basically like this in this box, just in a sort of lightly padded envelope. So the box got a little beaten up. It doesn't appear to have been really too much worse for wear, but it's got a slip cover. The slip cover is kind of cool. Inside there's like, I think you can see that there's like a blueprint of the actual controller, which is pretty neat. So you've got that, but here's the slip cover. This is the actual box. When you open it up like this, it just pops open kind of like a shoebox. Inside it sits the controller on top. Yours won't come with this light powered on. I have it connected. I just want to make sure it worked. Just to kind of go over what you get here with this. So a few things that I found interesting about this controller. First thing is the ergonomics of it are actually really good. My hands just really kind of just rest on it in position, with the possible exception of the actual touchpad, which you get a little bit of a hook thumb going on. So I don't know how that's going to play out in long-term gaming, but the actual like form of the thing itself is really comfortable as compared to the 360 controller, where these curve down. On this controller they curve in, and the general roundness of it on the top, it has just a really pleasant sort of feel to it, which is cool. You also get one analog joystick, whereas most controllers are two. So the PlayStation model is to have them in the middle, and the 360 one has them offset. So you'd actually have one here and then one where the buttons are on this controller. Then the buttons on this controller are offset of where they would be on the 360. So it's a little bit, they're also smaller. They use the same layout though, same labeling, same colors. So you also get on the back the same bumper trigger configuration. The triggers don't travel quite as far as the 360, but they have a really nice click when they're fully depressed. And then the top buttons are probably the thing I like the least about it. They're very clicky and have barely any travel. One of the things I like the best is on the back, there's these paddles inputs here. So this is actually a button, which for like driving and switching weapons and shooters and so on should be very, very cool. And then you sort of have the start, select, and Steam logo button, sort of where you'd see the 360, the Xbox button on an Xbox controller. So first impressions are it's light, ergonomically it feels good. It doesn't have a lot of heft to it. So I'm thinking compared to say Nvidia's controller for their Shield, felt a little bit more premium to me just because of the heft of it. So, but for $50, this feels like a pretty decent controller to me. $50 sort of puts it in the middle between the outgoing 360 controllers for the previous generation and the new generation's Xbox One controller, which I believe is $59.99. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were giving away Rocket League and another game that escapes me right now. So for $50, if you don't have Rocket League, you know, pretty decent price. What else do you get inside the box? There's 2 Duracell batteries that come with it. So first, let me say kudos for including an actual real battery and not some knockoff brand. On the bottom, there's a switch that you throw that actually pops this piece off. Inside on the side here is where the batteries go, and you actually slide them in. There's a thing here that you push that sort of launches them back out when you're done. You need to change the battery. So that whole thing feels a little bit weird to me. This battery here is really tight and is difficult to get out, whereas this one pops right out when you depress that launcher. And this whole piece coming off to get to the batteries just feels a little strange, but we'll see how long how that holds up. So you also get it. So one thing that people found interesting is that this does run on AA batteries. Now you can plug it in. There's a micro USB port on the top which you can use to power it. So if you don't have batteries or you don't want to use batteries, you can always do that. I'm going to swap these batteries out for rechargeables. So that's what I run all my 360 controllers on. You also get this USB little hub device here, as well as the there's a dongle for I can show you what that's like. Here's the little dongle for wireless. So if you plug this in directly into a PC through the micro USB, it'll work as a wired controller and also works wirelessly. Works with Mac OS X, Windows, as well as Ubuntu and Steam OS. So it's pretty much operating system agnostic. So that's one thing that I'm anxious to try this out with is my MacBook Air and see if I've now got a good controller for playing games on the MacBook. One cool thing about it is the controller profiles they're really encouraging people to create their own and share them. So they've got a decent amount of them out already, but over time there's going to be more and more that you can just other people can create them, and you'll be able to utilize them. So there's certain games I'm interested in trying this out with that have never had controller support in the past. FTL is one that comes to mind right off the bat. Love that game. Need a mouse and keyboard to play it. Terraria for the PC is only keyboard and mouse, unlike on the 360 where it has controller support on platforms on PlayStation and Xbox. So I'll see how that plays. And then just games like Civ 5, for instance, or Crusader Kings 2. In theory, this will allow you to play those games. It's also supposed to be very good for type input, so we'll see how that does as well. So that's the controller. The only other stuff that comes with it is you get some quick start materials, and that's it. So there's actually no micro USB plug here. I don't find that surprising since it's supposed to run on batteries, and assume that if you're like me, you have plenty of micro USB cables all about your house. So that's it. That's the Steam controller. $49.99. It's if you did not pre-order it, you actually can't get one right now. You can pre-order it. It's coming out next month in November. You can buy it from Steam directly. And the Steam Link, same situation. That's a $50 streaming box for streaming games from your gaming PC to another TV in your house. So Steam hardware actually starting to come out. I think a lot of people thought it'd be vaporware. It's a real thing. It's here in my hands. So check out Voltron00x.com for a written review in the next week or so. I do want to put this through its paces in a bunch of different operating systems and see how it does in a bunch of different games. Racing, platforming, fighting, strategy game. Grand strategy, 4X, whatever I can throw at it, I want to try. So, but that'll be coming up in the near future. So take a look for that. Once I have that completed, I'll put a link to that, and also check the video description for a link to actually just buy this directly, or as of this video recording, it'd still be a pre-order, but to get it through Steam. So this has been the Steam controller. I hope you found this helpful if you're thinking about picking it up. It's definitely an interesting device, and I'm eager to give it a try. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. I can't believe that I'm actually holding this in my hand. It's not, they made it. It's not like it is, right? I'm not. Wait, what if this is vaporware and it's real to me? What if am I vaporware? I don't think I'm. No, I'm a real person, right? Yeah, no, I'm a real person. We'll go with that.